Hi everyone, my name is Azmi Honglis. I'm a lifestyle and portrait photographer and also an upcoming videographer, and this is my first initial thoughts of the Glidecam HD 2000 in addition to my after first use. And the Glidecam HD 2000 is what I use to get like the smooth shots in my last video, and it is a tool that I've been wanting to get because I noticed that motion is what activates emotion within a video or in a film, and that's why I decided to get it. And this is the Glidecam HD 2000. Now, I was debating between this and a Ronin right here. This is a Ronin. However, one thing that really drove me away, aside from the price, which this is 1/3 of the price of a Ronin, was that I felt like this required a lot more skill and a lot more patience. And the Ronin, it's a tool that, you have to master as you go with it, but I felt like I just didn't want the help just yet. In addition to that, one of my friends has this, and this is all he used for a really long time, and the videos just came out really, really well, and I think it's a very versatile tool, and that's what I really wanted. I was looking into other brands. However, one of the things that I always take into mind whenever I buy something is the design, because design is king when it comes to these things. It's about how long you're going to be shooting with throughout the day. Is it going to be durable? And that's what I noticed when it came to the Glidecam. Glidecam was the standard when it came to any smooth tool or any tool that would allow you to give you a smooth transition. So if it's a standard, I wanted to get it. Now, my first initial thoughts when I got this, it was really well built, really well designed. In addition to that, what it came with were these weights so that you could balance out your camera, this base plate, this tube right here, and this handle which is connected to the tube and you're not supposed to mess around with. There's this plate and this base plate, and then there's this other plate right here. So it's plate and then this, so you can put it on top. In addition to that, I got the bundle which came with the Manfrotto 577, which we will be discussing about because but that's what I bought it. And when I was assembling it, it wasn't the hardest assemblance to do so. But one thing that really interested me about Glidecam was that they offer customer service, and that's a bonus. I haven't really tested it out. I hope that it's like amazing and great, because this is a tool that, you buy it high quality, you expect high quality customer service. So I hope that's what happens with the customer service for Glidecam. But when I was assembling it, one thing that you have to keep in mind is that the whole purpose of this is to get that smooth and steady shot. Now, when I was balancing it, looking up tutorials, it was not that bad to balance it out. However, this is where the Manfrotto 577 is a huge pain in the tuchus, because the problem with the Manfrotto 577 when you combine it with the Glidecam HD 2000 plate is that you can't put it dead center. Well, the problem was that this lever right here, well, it's loose right now, but there's a spring in here that does not allow you to turn it all the way. That way you can lock your camera, a really big camera. I shot with a 16-35 and a 5D Mark III, and when I tried to turn it, it wouldn't allow me. So it would be like finger loose. So it would initially have the potential to fall out, which is not something that when I was looking at the reviews said anything about. So when I was balancing it, it would slightly be to the right, which would not allow me to get a perfectly balanced Glidecam. I had to take out the spring, which would allow this to move around. That way I could lock the camera in. That was one of the really big issues with this, and I'm just wondering who the hell designed the 577, because to pay that much, it's really annoying that you have to go through all that steps and you have to basically kind of tear apart a product that you bought. But it's whatever you need to do to get the shot. And I'm not gonna go into balancing it and whatnot, because that's probably a separate video. When balancing, something that you really, really have to keep in mind is that you have to put everything on there that you're going to be using, whether that be the mic, whether that be an extra monitor. I don't know why you have a monitor, but yeah, and even the focal length of your lens, because all of that could lead it to be slightly unbalanced, which means you don't get that smooth shot. And I wish someone told me that, but just a really big heads up. You also don't forget to put in your battery, because that makes a difference. Even your SD cards made a difference. So keep that in mind when you're installing it. Now, moving on to my first impressions of this. When I was using this, I used it for 8 hours, 7 hours. Not straight, there was breaks in between. And it is a tool that is honestly very, very exhausting if you don't work out, depending on your setup. That's why I wanted it. There was a lot of things that I learned along the way, from balancing it to getting that smooth shot. And it's something that I still have to work on. But this isn't a tool that is like your lens. You just put it on there and expect amazing results. This is a tool that you have to be patient with. You have to learn how to work around it. You gotta understand that this is just an extension to the camera and to yourself and to the way that you tell the story. And that's something that I really came to realize. And I wish it was something that I knew from the start, because it's something that I'm really happy with, that I had to learn a new tool, I had to learn a new way of storytelling, and I had to learn a new way to use my surroundings in order to tell the story. And not only that, understand where that clip will go, because there were a lot of mess ups and there were a lot of clips within my last video that, you know, didn't look very satisfying or didn't look very pleasing to my eyes. But there was like that one nugget in there that, you know, made you realize and made you see like, wow, this is what is possible with this tool. And I can understand why it became the standard for, you know, Steadicam / Glidecams, and why Devin Supertramp and all these, you know, amazing filmmakers go to this and recommend this, because of the superb build quality and the fact that it's a great tool. It's a great tool for telling your story. If I had any complaints about this, you know, Amazon bundle, it's not even about the product here. It's nothing about the Glidecam. Plus, I haven't like used it long enough to have a complaint about it. It's just the freaking 577 plate, which to me, if you're on a budget, I definitely suggest this. I mean, you're gonna have to fiddle around and take out the spring. Not a big deal, but if you have the money, definitely do not get the 577 plate. Get something else. I also tried to use this like converter and plate thing, but that didn't work out either. And when my friend tried to use it, it actually snapped. I don't know if it was in the process of, I honestly don't know the story, but it snapped. And that's not something that I want to damage, because it's a very expensive tool. But yeah, overall, no complaints, only the 577 head. A lot of practice needs to be done with this tool. Did I turn on the mic? Okay, yeah, turn on the mic. There's a lot of practice to be done to a lot of new ways to integrate movement into my story. No complaints about it, just 577. If you have any questions, let me know. Awesome tool. Hope to learn more about it. And I will catch you in the next one.